Good morning. I have the honor of introducing the 2016 recipient of the TMA Distinguished Service Award. To many in this house, Joe Annis needs no introduction, but for a few of our younger members, Joe grew up in Florida. His father, Ed Annis, was a surgeon and an icon as a former president of the AMA. Joe graduated from Marquette and its medical school. After service in the Air Force in Vietnam and Cam Ranh Bay, he completed his residency in anesthesia at Stanford. He returned to his beloved Florida and was on the faculty of the University of Florida in Gainesville. In 1978, to the good fortune of us in Austin, he accepted a position with the Austin Anesthesia Group at St. David's with friends from the University of Florida. Since then, I was lucky enough to be able to work with Joe weekly. I consider Joe a hero. Heroes make the world safe and secure for those around them. Joe did that for my patients having major joint replacements or trauma surgery. He also made my world safer and more secure because I knew my patients were getting the best and safest anesthesia, and I could focus on my craft. Joe was a mentor. We both love the profession of medicine and those who practice it. Joe became a leader in our hospital system, the State Anesthesia Society, and the AMA. He later was able to return to his love of teaching as an adjunct professor at Dartmouth. At the AMA, the Council on Medical Service tries to create sane healthcare policy. Joe was elected to the council and was its chair. He served on the AMA Board of Trustees and tried to make the AMA a little more like the TMA. A dedicated father, husband, son, and brother, he has a large, supportive family who gathered at their special place, a farm in Alabama. Many of his family are here today. This is not the first Distinguished Service Award Joe has received. The Texas Society of Anesthesiologists awarded him theirs in 2007. The Travis County Medical Society gave Joe the gold-headed cane in 2011. So this is the hat trick. I present my colleague, a mentor, and my friend, Joe Annis.
Thank you, Bruce, for that gracious introduction. Thank you, members of the Texas Medical Association, for this wonderful honor. And thank the Travis County Medical Association, your physicians and staff, for putting my name forward for this award. I didn't know. I was thoroughly surprised. But a short thank you is not sufficient to adequately express my profound appreciation. So let me add a little texture to put my gratitude into perspective. As a younger man, I might have thought, this is all about me. But as we mature, fortunately, we gain a little wisdom along the way. I know clearly, but I am just a small part of what this award means because I had so much help along the way. First and closest help was my dear wife, Peggy. Sadly, we lost Peggy last month to complications from multiple myeloma. Throughout my career, Peggy was supporting, encouraging, correcting my missteps, and smiling every step of the way. She knew and was thrilled about this award and was really looking forward to being here today. But Peggy's spirit is here today, and some of her more attractive traits in our two daughters, Sally and Mary, who are here today. These two ladies, too, in their own way, helped mold who I am. Then there are my 7 brothers and sisters. All but one are here today. Brian with his wife Carolyn. My brother Paul, who couldn't make it at the last minute. He called me as I was driving up here. And then after Paul, there came Barbara. And then Margie. And then Kathy. And then Timothy. And Roberta. They're all here today, too. Now, you can imagine growing up with this gang surely had a big impact on who I am. And of course, the guidance of my mother and father. Our mother gave us a sense of style. My father was a physician with a deep reverence for our noble profession. He was quite involved in supporting medicine through organizations such as this. Then there is you, members of the Texas Medical Association. And when I say you, I'm not only speaking to those that are here, I'm speaking of members who are past, that are no longer with us, that I can no longer thank personally, but they gave me considerable help. But I can thank them through you, because they and you and this association helped form me in what I've done in organized medicine. It started 32 years ago at my first House of Delegates meeting here. You were my mentors. You took me under your wings. You showed me the ropes. You pointed me in the right directions. You suggested I run for this or that position, and you supported me every step of the way, even to allowing me to represent you at the American Medical Association. Developing and supporting physicians is a long-standing tradition of the TMA, and is it ever successful? Just look at what the TMA does for physicians here in Texas, and look how successful the TMA is in bringing our message to the national level. Strong advocacy for physicians today is more important than ever before. A recent study reported that more than 50% of physicians are experiencing burnout. The burnout's not caused by taking care of our patients. Taking care of our patients is the joy of medicine. The burnout is caused by all the surrounding hassles, the unnecessary rules, regulations, requirements, penalties, paperwork. This has little to do with caring for our patients. And all these hassles have everything to do with reducing the costs. We need strong medical organizations to help physicians deal with these hassles. And these hassles are not just affecting current physicians. These are impacting future physicians. A very few years ago, on the first day of orientation for freshman medical students, a dean asked, how many of you have been encouraged by at least one physician to not go into medicine? 80% raised their hands. 80%. Now, fortunately, those medical students didn't listen to that advice. But had I been asked that question when I was a freshman medical student 51 years ago, I would have raised my hand. My father's partner, a respected thoracic surgeon, advised me not to go into medicine. He said, Joe, they just passed Medicare legislation. By the time you get out of medical school, you're going to be working for the government. It's not worth it. Imagine what I would have missed. There is true joy in practicing medicine. We have all been touched by it. Sometimes in small measures, sometimes during inspired moments when we are emotionally moved by the wonder and the goodness of what we do. Sure, the medical life is challenging, but oh, what an enriching journey. It brings us into close, intimate contact with our patients' bodies and minds. It's a sacred trust. It enhances our lives. It is a soul-enriching experience. It changes who we are. Medicine is not just what I do, it's who I am. It is not just prose, it's poetry too. There are hassles, but we have help from our strong organizations, and using our talents through these organizations in the service of medicine is a thoroughly satisfying experience for all of us. Our TMA is so effective because we share this strong sense of purpose. I'm proud to be a physician. I'm proud to be a member of the TMA. And I am proud to be associated with all of you working together in the service of our magnificent profession. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this very gratifying and humbling honor.